Coming up on the Broadway Shuffle, Micah Hudson announces his return to Texas Tech and what this means for the Red Raider football team. Okay, here we are. Never thought we'd be here, but somehow we made it back here. Micah who? The answer to that question is Micah Hudson, new, former, current Texas Tech wide receiver. Conrad, we released a video for our viewers about 4 or 5 months ago, I guess, whenever Hudson announced, and we were like, "Who, Micah who? You're gone. Didn't do much, and we'll, good luck to you." And here he is. He announces his return. Initial thoughts to Micah Hudson back in a Red Raider uniform.
Yeah, it's no secret that Micah Hudson is the highest rated recruit Texas Tech has ever gotten by several million miles. 5-star plus wide receiver. Out of high school, everyone in the country wanted him. Came into Texas Tech. He was hurt. Had a largely forgettable freshman year. Leaves, goes to A&M, as we have been told, fights the quarterback there, and then comes back to Texas Tech now after sitting out the entire spring. A wild turn of events from start to finish. This is not what I was expecting when we landed him out of high school, but this is where we are. And so I'm excited that he's back. If he wants to be here, and it sounds like he does want to be here, and it sounds like he's ready to come in, earn his keep, and earn his spot, because I feel like he was touted very highly, as he should have been, but maybe that was to his detriment and to the team's detriment as well last year. And so the fact that he's back, that he seemingly wants to be here, that he is obviously willing to make amends with the coaching staff, with the team, with fans in a sense as well. I think that speaks a lot to hopefully how he's grown over the last 6 months. But we'll see. But I'm excited that he's back. I just want him to work hard. I want him to produce on the field. And if you do that, Red Raiders everywhere will love you.
Yeah, Z, how did this kind of come back to fruition? Because obviously he leaves, goes to A&M, has some issues at A&M, enters back into the portal, leaves. There's been a lot of rumors that Hudson has been in Lubbock. He's still living in Lubbock. There's been a ton of stuff going around his name. How did it actually get to this point where he is officially now a Red Raider?
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff probably happened that we'll never hear about. The stuff that's been publicly rumored, the incident at A&M that led to his dismissal or departure or him choosing to leave. That's been widely speculated, at least. There were always, from Tech's side, ever since that dismissal, confidence that he was going to end up being a Red Raider. Maybe not complete confidence, but like 70-ish% confidence. And now that it's finalized, I can't really say that I'm surprised, but the word and the things that we talked about was that there were going to be some serious bridges that needed to be mended in order for him to return. I don't know that any of that was said when he initially entered the portal was made up. So I imagine that a lot of those are at least mended or in the process of being mended, not necessarily with just the coaches, but probably with a lot of your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to come back into a room where these guys have been busting it all spring, working for a spot, working to get on the field. You're going to have to be in there and earn every bit of it. And I imagine that's what the coaches have talked to him about. Man, just a wild turn of events. But yeah, I guess I'm similar with Conrad. Happy that he gets another shot here. I think he's undoubtedly been humbled. And this is going to be a really good opportunity for him to, build some camaraderie, build some chemistry. You think about it and it's like, well, he didn't even get a spring. Well, it's like, well, he didn't even really get that last year. He'll actually get a full summer to go through. He didn't get to do that. So maybe he'll be more ready this year, but I'm not expecting much from him this season. I don't think he was in your plans for this offense this season. If he ends up contributing, I think that's an added bonus, but my expectations for him long-term are high, but for this season, they're going to be relatively low.
Yeah, Clay, when we started this podcast, one of our first episodes was like right before the ACU game, and I think we did an over-under on like Micah Hudson with 5 catches or more, and it turns out he only had like 3 more catches than that all season last year. So like coming into this season, and who knows what the NIL contract terms really were in the sense of like, is this a 1-year thing? Let's see how it goes. Are you walking? We'll find all this out here as this news progresses. But how should we set our expectations for Micah Hudson in 2025?
Yeah, I think Zyler hit on it pretty well. I don't think we should have much expectations at all. I do think it's pretty convenient that his position is a position that we still need, like a slot receiver, and like someone who can fill that Josh Kelly role. But, you know, like Zyler said, there's been other guys who have been playing that position all spring that definitely have a leg up on him. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm not expecting him to start, but, you know, if he can at least play, you know, like 40% of the snaps each game, I think that would be huge for your offense. And then just generally speaking, I think it might have been good to get the fans kind of like to settle down with the Micah Hudson stuff. Like there was people literally calling for Joey to be fired because he wasn't playing Micah.
Yeah.
And I think now watching this play out, you know, I can't imagine there would be any fans that were still taking that stance or even anything close to that. So hopefully Micah just gets to go into this season with, you know, no weight on his shoulders, no expectations, and hopefully he can, you know, get on the field and make a difference for the offense.
Yeah, it's interesting too if you think back to like Joey's comments last offseason about Micah Hudson being the most talented player on the roster. And then I think Joey has even admittedly so said like I might need to temper my hype sometimes, but like continue the at least the excitement that he brings. And that was why we came into the season thinking Micah Hudson's going to have a huge role. And then Z, as you mentioned, he had some problems with health in the spring and summer, and so we didn't get to see kind of what we were all hoping. And now you kind of get the prodigal son returning, and you get a part 2, you know, of Micah Hudson. And what will this version bring? And will he be able to be an X factor on your roster? That's something that we're just going to have to wait and see. But I think it's now like an excited anxiousness. Like I'm anxious to see him on the field and actually be a good teammate. You know, is he going to do the little things right? Or is he going to come back in thinking I'm still the 5-star that was hyped up to be the best player in the building and I'm going to act like it? I mean, I don't think I hope there's been more growth in that area, and we'll see that come August. I think we'll have that answer pretty early on, depending on his role with the team at the start of the season.
Yeah, the other piece, man, you touched on it a little bit. The way that Joey and staff handled this, once again, we're not privy to all those inside conversations, but it seems like this was absolutely the right way to play it. You don't bend over backwards and change team culture for one individual, and it seems they weren't willing to do that. Now, he's obviously coming back, so I expect that amends are going to be made. But, you know, we said it at the time. It wasn't like he was mismanaged. There was some other stuff. There were some external things in Micah's life and other factors that were causing this rift. If I had to pick a spot on our roster where I'd love to have a 5-star join the team, it really probably would be wide receiver. That's where you need a lot of help right now. You know, you've got your 3 starters that are all out for the spring and going to be into early summer. There's an opportunity for him to maybe carve out some playing time. It's not like he's joining a loaded defensive line or offensive line that's got 7 or 8 guys. It's a room that really needs a talent infusion, and I think this helps a lot.
Well, and considering wide receiver too, I mean, he's obviously the most talented receiver you're going to have on your roster. I mean, he in terms of pure talent, he is the guy, and he always was. And so, looking at what he can be, maybe not this year. I agree with all of you that I don't think we should necessarily think he's going to be this Bolitnikoff Award winner. That's not who he is. He's just got so much room to grow. But the talent is there. I mean, this guy, when you're rated as a 5-star plus recruit out of high school, that is the recruiting analyst saying this guy's going to play in the NFL and he's probably going to be a 1st-round pick. Like that's what they're saying. And so that's what they were saying about Micah's talent. And the talent has not changed that I'm aware of. It's just the mental side of things that was the hurdle for him here at Texas Tech in year 1 at A&M, and it is going to be at Texas Tech, because if he'll just work hard, learn the playbook, be a good teammate, do what's asked of him by Joey and Coach Leftwich, he'll be an all Big 12 player at some point in his career here at Texas Tech. It's just, how does that all work itself out? And we're cheering for him. We hope it works out. But there's still a lot to be seen from Micah in a Texas Tech uniform.
Yeah, tempering expectations, I think, is key, because we didn't do that last year, and that's unfair to Micah too, in a way. You know, it's like expecting the 5-star 18-year-old to come in and immediately make a huge impact. We had done this last year too at the end of the season. Like, I mean, not everyone's Ryan Williams at Alabama. Like, that doesn't happen very often, and so I think it's good for us as fans and a podcast host too, to kind of just take this slow. But happy for Micah if this is ultimately where he wants to be long term. Coming back into the building, I think will be hopefully a huge help to him too. And I hope the team rallies around him and he feels welcomed back. And it's an easy transition back into Lubbock. So it'll be interesting, man. It'll be a lot of fun. But Isaiah, I completely agree. Like you can slot a 5-star into a slot position receiver that you need. That's kind of like another add to the portal in a way. I mean, technically, would this count?
Well,
like, won't this count towards a portal add? It's got a subtraction addition. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So just another their number 1 portal class addition there for Texas Tech. So, all right, man. Well, that'll be fun. Well, we'll see what happens. And man, happy for Micah, happy for Tech. So make sure to like this video and subscribe on YouTube so you never miss any of our updates or our weekly episodes every Monday and Thursday here on the Broadway Shuffle, and follow us on our social media channels as well. So for Clayton, Zyler, and Conrad, I'm Brennan. We'll see you guys next time on the Broadway Shuffle. Wreck 'em.